Danny Flexen here for Sportsbet TV with our weekly knockout boxing betting guide. It's a bit of a mouthful. I'm not sure why I came up with that idea as the title, but I've regretted it ever since. Never mind, it's established now. Talking of established, Triple G, established middleweight ruler for such a long time until he lost to Canelo Alvarez, his bitter rival, 9 months ago. Hasn't been seen since in the ring, but plenty's been going on outside. He's got a new trainer in Jonathan Banks after a long and fruitful relationship with Abel Sanchez. He's got a new promoter, if you like, in DAZN, or a new broadcaster at least in DAZN. He'll be debuting for them on Saturday night in New York against unheralded, untested, but unbeaten Steve Rolls. Canadian, part-time personal trainer, part-time boxer, undefeated, as I say, not for anywhere near Triple G's level, but a competent enough boxer and someone whose style should allow Golovkin to show what he's learned so far under Banks and to show that he's still ready and willing to fight Canelo Alvarez in September in what would be a rubber match, or actually a third fight. I shouldn't say a rubber match because Canelo got contentious draw in the first fight, won the second, but a third fight, certainly a trilogy between the two. Betting wise, where to get value, I would say the best I've found so far, and it's not great, is Golovkin to get the job done between rounds 1 and 4. That group of 4 is available at the moment, as I'll say this on Thursday afternoon, at 3-2, so it is odds against at least, but that may come in closer by the time fight night comes around. I think 1-6 is actually the other way around. I think you won't even get odds against on that if you want to be on the safe side, but someone of Triple G stature, even with all the changes that have happened and a little bit of time to shake off the rust, should be getting a guy like, and no disrespect to Steve Rolls, but a guy like Steve Rolls out of there by the 4th round. So that's the best I've found on that fight. I think Rolls, if you do fancy upset, is around 50-1, maybe wider. And as we've seen from Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. last week, upsets can occur when you least expect them. But again, with all due respect to Rolls, he's nowhere near the caliber of fighter Andy Ruiz Jr. is, even on paper before the AJ fight. So, don't risk too much money if you are a fan of the underdog. We've also got the weekend, the semi-finals of the World Boxing Super Series at cruiserweight. Maris Bridis, former WBC champion, should regain that belt. It's vacant at the moment in his fight with Krzysztof Glowacki of Poland. Should have too much for him, either by late stoppage or points. Not a great deal of betting value in that one. But we'll also see a really intriguing fight between unbeaten American Andrew Tabiti, part of the Floyd Mayweather stable, against a fighter who's got World Boxing Super Series experience in Junior Dorticos of Cuba. He got through the quarterfinal in impressive fashion, smashing Kudryashov to bits last time, but then came up short against Murat Gasayev, no shame in that, in the semi-final, losing in the final round of an absolute war that exhausted both men, but obviously exhausted Dorticos just that little bit more. But he's come back with a good win over Mathieu Masternak in the quarterfinal this time around. Had to go to points, had trouble with Masternak as well, especially in the later rounds when he faded. So it remains to be seen if he lost something against Gasayev that he'll never quite get back. He's a slightly bigger guy in there, 6'3" to Tabiti's 6'1", but Tabiti's certainly fresher. He's a more technical fighter than Gasayev was, for example. It can be awkward, he can hold when he needs to. Likes to fight at a relatively slow pace, may not get away with that against Dorticos. But if I had to make a pick, and based on value as well, Tabiti's available at around, I think when I looked this morning, he was 9-5, and that could widen to 2-1 by fight night. So I'd definitely advise you to have a go on Tabiti to win, to get the upset, because I think he is the fresher fighter, he's younger. Floyd Mayweather doesn't tend to back too many losers, and he's a good fighter, he's a good technical fighter. The momentum may just be with him at the moment. So yeah, on those odds, I'd go for him. We'll be back next week previewing the Tyson Fury-Tom Schwartz fight in the Knockout Boxing Betting Guide. But let us know what you think of this week's analysis and tips. Anyone we've missed out, any tips you want to give us that are better than mine, I'm sure you've got some ideas. Let us know in the comments below and we'll respond and engage with some of the better ones. And we'll see you next week around the same time. Cheers.